Welcome to Cinemophile, where we bring you the best in independent, documentary, and foreign films, and we talk to the people who made them. I'm your host, Mike Caspar, and you can find out more about the program by going to cinemophilepod.com. Deep in the jungles of the Yucatan, where the air hums and the ground seems alive, Wetiko follows Aapo, a young Mayan man trying to survive the modern hustle without losing his roots. When he takes a quick cash job for his family-owned pet store, delivering hallucinogenic bufo toads to a remote jungle ceremony, it feels like an easy score. One trip in, one trip out. What begins as a promise of transcendence inside a shady eco-village quickly reveals itself as something far more dangerous. Wetiko, in the best sense of the word, is a cinematic experience. The characters are multifaceted. It takes us into an indigenous culture and its clash with modern sensibilities. It's fun, it's dark, it's dangerous. We're joined today by the director and writer of Wetiko, and that would be Kerry Mondragon. Kerry, welcome to Cinemophile.
Thank you so much, Mike, for having me.
I have to tell you that when I was presented with this film, so I just want to let this people know, you have to check this film out because it takes you on such a remarkable journey. I was so taken by it, but you're introduced into a world that we're just not familiar with. And what matters and what doesn't matter are very, very different than Western sensibilities. And Kerry, you just did a wonderful job here. What was it that inspired you to make this film?
Yeah, that's interesting, man, because I just thought about that yesterday, I think, because somebody had written something about the film, and then it made me think again, and then it dawned on me of actually like the reason why what inspired me about it the reason why I went out there actually was for the same reason that a lot of those, I guess you'd call them influence. I mean, why anybody would be drawn out there for whatever purpose is because they're going through some sort of spiritual, I wouldn't call mine at that point a crisis, but it was like, my first film had been released. I was like really in fear, and criticism and stuff. And so I was searching for something deeper, and I think that, or finding myself in a way. And I think that so yeah, so then I went out there, and then when I realized that a lot of it was like a sham, or like a lot of it was various culty groups, oh, stay away from them or this, and then but it all looks so beautiful, all these beautiful people, and because I was getting put on all these like WhatsApp groups and very interested in how this happened. And then what inspired me was when I started connecting with the Maya peoples there, and then I realized, like, wow, like this must be really scary for them, actually. And so, if it's scary for me, so then that was what inspired me to start writing it. Yeah.
Now, when you say they're the Mayans who are prominently a part of this film and telling this film, is it the appropriation of their culture? Is it that they're taking the part where people get high and trying to monetize it? Is there's certain elements, because you're right, we see in this film revolves around, I don't want to give too much away, but it revolves around this shaman, claims to
No.
be a shaman. And so is that what they were they
Well,
upset?
it's like the whole piece. It's like basically all the sacred cenotes, which are the underground caves. First off, yeah, like that area is where the meteor landed that killed all the dinosaurs. So that's why those underground caves are there with the water still beneath there,
I
so
did not know this. This is
yeah,
new.
yeah. I learned that when I was out there. So that whole peninsula, that's where it happened. So created all these pockets and holes and caves underneath the ground, and so and a lot of it's filled with fresh water and salt water, which is very interesting. So it's a combination of both. So if you go in the water in some of those, you can see like it's the most strange psychedelic effect of it's like water mirroring each other. But it's crazy. So like salt water below, fresh water above, and but anyway, so the developers, the land developers, let's say they uncover a temple or ruins, they would hide the evidence, not report it to the government, which means basically destroy it so that they could continue to build the stuff like that would happen. And then the plumbing, a lot of it was getting tossed into these cenotes. So it was on that level, but then on the outside, it's almost like what's behind or what's underneath is
Yeah.
really dirty, nasty, and dark. And then you have, but what's shown on Instagram and everything is like very beautiful and very like, you're gonna find your peace and all your chakras will be aligned and all that out here. So beautiful beach and jungle and so that's kind of the vibe there. And it's a very corrupt Tulum, especially is very. I don't know if it still is as corrupt and dangerous as it was when I was there, but yeah, it's like fully narco controlled city. So that in itself adds another layer to it. Yeah.
I gave a some version of what the film is about, but I really don't. I just think it scratched the surface because Apo is our avatar. He's our hero. He's the innocent in a corrupt world.
He's kind of caught in between two where the story begins, which actually takes place in 24 hours. Like, so if you watch the film, like the whole story
Okay.
takes place within a 24-hour cycle, as they call it, so like on a full moon, right? 8 a.m. to 8 a.m. And so he's in the city, he's living in the city. So he's caught in the city life culture, which is like any city, right? But his roots are within the jungle there, right? So like he's kind of it's not that he abandoned it, he just that's just life. He's works, at this pet shop and with his mom. And so he has to journey into the jungle. It's almost a rite of passage.
As I described to you, and not completely accurately in terms of what this film is and what it's about, while I was watching it, it did remind me of Apocalypse Now in the sense that his journey into the jungle and where he finally meets Kurtz. This is a classic kind of journey from the light to the darkness and back, and that we've seen in many movies. But it's also a film in which I really truly appreciate the care in which you portray these different cultures, the different aspects of the cultures that we're immersed in. You did such a great job, especially with the Mayans and where they fit in into this kind of hierarchical structure that we see in the film.
It was a very ambitious balancing act that I had to walk a very very fine line with it because it's almost like I could pass as one of the influencer type people, and then I could pass on the other end of it, but I am half Mexican and half American. I was seeing both sides. It's like there's a piece of me in almost all the characters, like even Zake the cult leader. It's like yeah, that came from me, not to that extent. It's I imagine the origin of him going there and living there was the same as mine, which is this is the real stuff. This is where real happiness is, real beauty is. Fuck all this other shit outside, this is the real stuff. That was a real thing that happened to me when I was out there. Yeah, it was when I was living with them. I would have been fine living there forever at that moment. I swear. And like working on the cornfield because it was just everybody. They were all happy all the time. Like the babies to the children to the whole family. They all slept in the same palapa, even though they all had like 20 of them their own. But they at night they would all sleep in the same. It was really cool. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I was, some version of describing is the sense of community, the sense of history, the sense of the known and the unknown, the spiritual,
yeah,
however you choose to describe it, and their reverence for it, and how all of them that we see in the film, all the Mayans and some of the other people that are of this community muttering under their breath about just what you're describing, these charlatans who are coming in, these Anglos, these people from all over the world, I assume, are coming there to buy happiness, to buy
exactly.
nirvana.
That's what it is. So it's and they're kind of caught in between that trap too, because they know that that's what they're doing. Yeah, like that Maya family is would be considered living in poverty, if you were to say that. Like they don't have money. They just, the food comes from what they grow, and it's all there. They're living off of the land, and so when people come in and offer money, it's enticing, you know what I mean? So that's where I connected it to kind of the second conquest a bit. Like it felt
Yeah.
like that. Like, yeah, instead of, with their swords out and just killing them all, now it's more shiftier, and they're just buying them out. Yeah,
They're buying their lands, they're buying their culture. So I was
yeah,
talking
and
about
their
appropriation.
plant, and like the plant
The
medicine,
plant
and
medicines,
yeah,
exactly. Years ago, I remember hearing a statistic, which I won't try to quote because I'll butcher it, but it's a very high percentage of the things that you buy on the shelf that have origins in things that grow in the jungle, that grow
yeah.
have been pulled out, sort of dissected and reproduced on a mass scale.
Totally. And like, well, I remember I was telling a story to somebody the other day of like, oh yeah, like I remember when like the brothers of the family, Felipe's sons, they took me on a really long jungle walk, like basically like in just ventured out into the jungle. We were going to this lagoon, and I passed by a tree, and the tree stung me. It was like poisonous, and it like this horrible pain on my arm, and then immediately like two of the brothers run to the tree next to it. They grab two leaves, rub the thing, and then come over and then rub that on me. And they, like, whatever's poisonous in the jungle, there's the antidote usually lives right next to it. That blew my mind. It's crazy, but like the fact that like they knew all that stuff.
Indigenous people understand the world so much better than we Europeans do in terms of living with nature. And I'm sure there are people in Europe that are very well versed in the natural world, but indigenous people of South America, Africa, around the world have lived in harmony with
Totally.
nature and understand it. And I think it explains part of what you just said earlier, which is they're happy.
And also, the moment you step onto their compound, onto their land, no mosquitoes. And I asked them, I said, why, like, how come that like we're being eaten alive out here? It's because they plant certain things around
Yeah,
the perimeter,
yeah.
and that they also have fires burning in the palapas. So it keeps like they just know how to. So like they were laughing at us when we were like spray all the crew would be spraying off all over themselves, because it's them. It's like it's very simple. You just do these things.
I just want to quickly remind our listeners we're speaking with Kerry Mondragon. He is the director of this amazing film. I really mean this, Wetiko, and it is a wonderful film. It's being released through the Catalog, and where can people see this? What's the website I can send them to?
It's on Amazon right now. Yeah, so they can rent it or buy it on Amazon, and then it will be streaming shortly after that. And then the Blu-ray comes out, I think, in like September, which is going to be really beautiful. Yeah, the catalog did a really incredible job putting it together, like this 2 disc. It's got a lot of extra stuff in there, a lot of behind the scenes stuff, and which people will definitely find very fascinating.
It is. It's a journey. It's a journey for our hero in the film, Aapo, but also it pays respect to the people that we meet in the film who are part of the community. A performance that it blew me away, absolutely blew me away. Neil Sandilands, who plays the guru, the shaman, was just fantastic. He did a great job. Tell me a little bit about bringing Neil into this.
Neil was incredible. So grateful that he jumped on. I mean, it started out based on a SAG situation. So if it's under $2 million, they won't send any SAG actors out there. Basically, is what we
Oh,
learned. And so
really?
yeah, even though they say differently, that's just that's what we figured out. But the loophole was if they're born outside of the country, they can't enforce that. So Neil's from South Africa. Jordan Barrett was from Australia, so they were able to skip that. That wasn't why the pool was smaller, and getting Neil on board. And once I talked to him, it was like, as an actor, he incredible, probably the best actor I've worked with, just on a next level, and he taught me a lot too about, he would ask every time, when we were shooting, what lens do you want to carry? 50. Okay. let's go. And so, like, because he knew that we were shooting on 16 millimeter. And so he knew the depth of field, it's so minute unless you have like an incredible focus puller. He knew that how far he could stand towards camera, how much he could lean in. So he knew his craft really well, but he took the adventure on, which to me is it took courage. I mean, yeah, you're living in the jungle, and it's like it looks good in photos, but it's hardcore.
He is charismatic. He can turn on the charm in these scenes where he seems completely benign, but he also is able to maintain this kind of vibe that you know that he is capable of some pretty bad shit if he wants to.
Totally. It's like he's containing it. The moments when he would get frustrated with me was when I didn't tell him beforehand what I was doing. And so, like, there was this one part, it's kind of in the middle of the film there with the motorcycles, and it's a oneer. It's like a 12-minute long scene, and
Mm.
so like and I told crew it's and the film mags are you have 11 minutes on or yeah sorry so it was under 11 it was like we would do rollouts on every one of them and so there were three cans that were used and then on the third one I go all right boom we got it all right let's move on and doing any coverage or anything I go no man that was it we got it and he goes you want to really just go for a one you really want it all right, man, that's fucking badass. But man, are you sure? Not one thing to cut to. I was like, nope, let's go. We're moving on.
Absolutely, that sense of confidence in this film is off the charts, and I there's a couple of scenes, and I'm not giving anything away, but there's things are getting hairy. He knows he's kind of on under the gun at some point. It's fairly late in the film, and there's a group of people coming into the camp. They calls them the Instagrammers, or somebody called them the Instagrammers.
The Instagram shamans.
The shaman. And so he's got to go over in the middle of this kind of crisis that he's dealing with and basically, woo them, tell them
Yeah.
everything's great. And I got to tell you, man, that's just a masterclass in acting. Many times in the film, but that one really got to me. I'm like, that is so good what he did.
Because he had to switch it, and then also like the way that he brought an idea to that, which I won't say why, but there was a situation there where I wasn't getting what was needed, and he brought up a solution to it,
Yeah.
and it really really worked.
I know. I think I know what you're talking about. I do. I
Yeah,
think I'm pretty sure I do know. And
yeah,
I just went, wow. I mean, I was already pretty impressed, and man, I'd hire this guy for anything. I mean,
totally.
seriously, if you're a casting director and you're thinking about somebody, look up Neil Sandilands because it's yeah, crazy,
Yeah,
crazy
and
stuff.
he's an incredible musician in Afrikaans. He would always playing like he's got albums out and stuff. So yeah, he's just a great artist.
Not to in any way slight any of the other actors in the film. There are a number of really wonderful performances in this, and I will ask you to help me with the pronunciation. You mentioned Jordan Barrett, but also what was the one I knew I would not be able to pronounce? The woman who,
Dahlia,
well, who Lou is who? Lou is Dahlia. Yeah, Dahlia. That's the one.
Dahlia, yeah, Dahlia, and then Danny Juan Danielle Garcia Trevino was Aapo.
Yeah, and he was
Uh,
great. He was
he's
really
great.
good.
Yeah, and that was like his second film. His first film, they found it was an incredible film called Ya no estoy aquí, which is I'm no longer here, which was on Netflix for a while. It probably still is. It really shined a huge spotlight on him. They found him on the streets, like as a street welder. He grew up on the streets, and so he was not an actor. So he did that film, and then when I watched it and wanted him, I said, "I'm not making this film unless we get him." When we got on the phone, he knew nothing about the South, literally nothing, because he's from Monterey. So when he went out there, he was thrust into a whole new world. Getting him to learn Maya, there was a lot of stuff we were doing with him. Yeah.
And one of the things that I was picking up and watching his performance is I never felt like he overplayed to the camera. He kept kind of a nice, the innocent, but not so innocent that he couldn't fend for himself. There's just a lot of like the acting in this film is solid in everyone who we see on screen. And that's a
Yeah,
testament to you.
And then no, I mean, I think it's a testament also to the non-professional actors, which is all the Marias
Yeah.
and Felipe, because yeah, I mean, they'd never even seen a camera before, so they brought something so authentic to it. All the actors knew that they would stick out like a sore thumb if their acting came across as acting, so it brought something very real to it.
Wetiko it's available on Amazon, and it will be streaming within the next, 2 or 3, 4 weeks, something like that's coming up on streaming.
Yeah.
And the cinematography is terrific, and I can imagine that Carlos Gerardo Garcia did a fantastic job in terms of the lighting and all of the different iterations that the different places that we are at in this film. It looks great.
And for 16 millimeter, I mean, yeah, it was really great. I mean, it's stressful. Shooting on film in the jungle is really hard because Kodak will send a shipment, you might not get it. And so, like, there were times when, like, yeah, we had to send like PAs to Mexico City to go to film schools to round up as many film cans as they could to fly back. And it's a whole nother challenge. Yeah.
This is kind of a Warner Herzog undertaking. This is not Fitzcarraldo, maybe, but it feels like there was a lot.
That's so funny because I had the crew watch, what is it, Burden of Dreams?
Burden of Dreams.
Yeah, Burden of Dreams before, because of the jungle aspect, because I wanted them to see Warner Herzog talk about how he's lost his mind out there and how when he describes the jungle, it's just the most vile place. Like, anyway, but it's true because that happened. It literally happened to almost everybody where, it has a thing about.
I cannot recommend this enough. Wetiko, director, writer, producer. What else did you do? I'm sure you did some
editor.
Editor.
Under a pseudonym, I guess.
Oh, is that your? Oh, okay. I see a Fiona Frankie. Okay, gotcha. Many, many, many thanks, Kerry Mondragon. I look forward to more. I hope we can get this in a theater here in Southern California. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And
nice meeting you. This is great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You have been listening to Cinemaphile with Mike Kaspar, the place where you will hear from the best in independent documentary and foreign filmmakers. Please check out our previous interviews as well as upcoming interviews and special programming by going to cinemaphilepod.com. We are also available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube, searchable under Cinemaphile with Mike Kaspar. Until next time, thank you for listening.